So for the new part file, create new part, okay, and I'm gonna change this unit again. I think I need to make a template, default template, so I don't have to keep changing this. And now on the front plane, sketch, I'm just gonna bring this over here. So just draw something like this. And we are drawing this part over here, and make this a center line, construction line. Dimension from here to here is 6. This is one. Yes, this is 1.5, and from this line to this line is 2.7, 2.75, which is right here. But what happened? Not 275 too. I'm just going to back, so that way from here to here is 2.75, and yeah, this is 1.5, 2.75, and here this line to that line is going to be 3.75. No, 3.748. 3.748, which is right here, and there is one more. So what is going on? So this line, make sure you add a vertical on this line. I'm missing a vertical relation, so everything is fully constrained. I'm just going to close it off and refeature, revolve 360. Okay, so now add a chamfer 0.062 right here, and to this top edge and this bottom edge over here, and click OK. And on the front plane, sketch, just draw something like this for now. You can use a rectangle too. A rectangle will work. Something like this. So something that looks like a match these 2 points. Okay, so now make this a construction line, and from the top edge to this point is going to be 0.75, and this is going to be the diameter of this is going to be 0.749. It should be somewhere over here, right here, 0.749, and we are just going to bring this line until it touches this edge, and from here to here is going to be 1.125, and I'm just going to drag this out and make this 60. So fully defined, revolve, feature, revolve cut, about the meat, and click OK. Good. So we have that. Now all we need to do is circular pattern, and select the circular edge right here. The features we want to pattern, drop this down, the circular cut, 4 equal spacing, and click OK. So now select it. So before we move on, now all we need to do is cut this thread. This is a 3x2 Acme thread, and I'll show you exactly where I got the dimensions from. So I got the dimension from this website. So it's like engineersedge.com, and they have this calculator which I think is very nice. And so all I did is just enter the information, and it gives me all my values for my threads. So this is 3, the external diameter is 3, and threads per inch is 2. So I entered those information, and it gave me all this information, and these are the information that I'm going to use to make the threads. So We'll be using for the internal. For this one, we'll be using this 2.525 as the minor, and we are going to be using these values as the thread profile. So just to show you that, so just go to the same website, put 3 here and 2 here, it should give you the same value. So now on this top face sketch, the minor, this is going to be the minor ID, which is going to be 2.525, and click OK. So we have 2.525 and feature, extrude cut, up to next, and click OK. Okay, so now click on the top face again, sketch, and select this top edge, the circle you just got, convert entity, and once you have that done, feature, go to your feature while you're still in the sketch mode, down to helix, and we want to reverse the direction, and we want to use the constant speed, the constant pitch, excuse me, and for the pitch, let's change this to height and pitch. So first change that to height and pitch, and constant pitch over here, and we want to, the height is 3.2, and the pitch is going to be 0.5 according to what we got from that calculator, 0.5, and the start, we want to start it at 90 degrees. So start it at 90. You should have this value, and click OK. Good. So now we're going to click on the front plane, sketch, number 2, and just anywhere over here, just draw the shape. Draw it in here, something like this. Draw the shape in here, something like that for now, and draw a line. If you hover over this back line, you should see the midpoint of it is turned into like this orange thing. Click that and just bring it out, and click this top line and this line and make a midpoint line, and click that line and make it a construction line. The dimension for this line is going to be 1.1853, and that is the same, the value we got from the calculator, because if I go to the calculator right here, 0.1853, and the angle is going to be 29, and what we are going to do with this one is we are just going to add the major diameter again on the calculator, internal threads, the major diameter. We're going to use major diameter max is 3.04. So what we can do now is select this point and select your helix and pierce them. So that should pierce to the helix, and I'm going to go number 2 and draw a line from here up and make the line just coincident, and that line is a construction line, and from this point to that line is going to be your 3.04. so that is your major ID in the thread. So our sketch is fully defined. This is what you should have. You should have your helix. The top part of this sketch should be pierced to this, so you select that point, select that helix, you have the pierce option, pierce it, and this is done. All we need to do now is feature, exit your sketch. So we go to feature, sweep cut, the profile is this sketch, and the part is this helix, and click OK. And I'm just going to right click, hide that helix, and if I section it, there you go, we have our threads in, and this part is done. So save this part as adjusting, screw nut, and save, and we are moving on to the next one. So new part, okay, and change my units again. Okay, so on the front plane, sketch, number 2. So just draw a line over here, midpoint line, starting at the origin point, going out, and draw this shape. So just draw something like this, going up, coming down, and right there. And make this point and your origin point vertical. And we just need to start in our dimension. Make this line a construction line, and this is 13.5. From here, from this edge to that center line is 1.469, which is right here, 1.469. From this back edge to this last line or the edge is 1.75. And what else do we need? From this point to the center line is 2.25, and from this edge to the center line is 7.25. And let's draw a line here from here to here, and make this line a construction line, and from this line to this line the angle dimension is 60. So everything is fully defined. So all we need to do is mirror it over. So mirror entities, entities to mirror this, or this line, about this line, and click OK. So we have something fully defined. You can close off the sketch, and if you leave it open, revolve, SolidWorks is going to close those lines on their sketch for you. Yes. And about this line, I hope I don't, about that line, and click OK. Let me check something. Yes. So about that line and click OK, just to verify that I have everything right. So you should have all this, and okay. Okay. So select your chamfer, and it should be 0.062, and you want to add it over here and over there, and okay. Then select your fillet. It should also be 0.062, and you want to add it to this edge, that edge, this edge, and that edge, and click OK. And we are done with this part. It is save, and save it as stock support roller. Good. And we are moving on to the next part, which is, this is part 4. Where is part 5? Anyway, we're moving on. We're just going to draw one of this. It doesn't really matter. We don't have to do them in order. So just click new. So we're clicking new part. Okay. And changing my units to that. And we are sketching on the front plane. I know what we're drawing. This is part 5 over here. I don't know why I missed it. So sketch. So just draw a line from the origin point going up. Have something like that, and draw another line. So you want to draw this shape, and then like this, and like that, And so once you have that shape, make this a construction line, and we just need to add our dimensions. So from this line to this line is going to be 2.001, and from this line to that is going to be 3. From this line to this line is going to be 2.562, and we need to move that up. And from this line to the bottom line is going to be 21.25. Yes, and it is right here. From here to here, 21.25, and from here to here is going to be 0.25. So let me move things around, see what I have left, and there. So everything is fully defined up there. I think I need to add like a so what's wrong? Oh, over here, see? And from this is 2.5. So from this line, so dimension from this line, come on, from this line to this line is 2.5. So everything is fully defined. Close off the sketch and feature revolve 360. Okay. So what we want to do is add a fillet on the bottom, 0.125. It is right here. And okay. And we want to add a chamfer on the top. So drop down chamfer, and it is 0.062, 0.0625, and to this top edge, and click OK. Good. So now on the front plane, sketch, draw a line from the origin point going up, something like that, and make that line a construction line, and draw another line coming this way, and make this the midpoint of this line and this point, add a midpoint relation, and make sure this line is horizontal. And so now what we just need to do is add a draw a sketch like that, but make sure this is at an angle, and this dimension should be 4. Make sure this dimension, just add a midpoint relation to this line and this point, and make this 4. And I'll tell you the reason why we are doing this when we start making the assembly, because this is for the dowel pin, and the dowel pin needs to be the same from here to here. So that's why we're making it this way. And make this a construction line, and from that this dimension is 0.51, and dimension from here to here, it is going to be 0.409, and we just need to add one more dimension, and from the top to this point it is going to be 1.25. So our sketch is fully defined. Close it off and feature not extrude cut, revolve cut about this plane, about this line, and okay. So now the front plane again, sketch, and we want to draw the center slot, not just the slot feature, and click this point and click this point, the origin point, make it vertical. Add a dimension from here to this point, Or what you can do is click a point, this point, and at this point, make sure the point is on that quadrant and is on also the top quadrant. So once you're at that point, then click add the dimension from there to there is 0.5, and the radius of this is 0.5, and the distance from this point to that point is 10.75. So we have a fully defined sketch, feature, extrude cut, and you want to come down over here from surface, and you want to select this surface, and you're extruding it back 0.5. So that's how you do that. So make sure you follow the steps and click OK. Okay, good. So now come to this top face, sketch, number 2, and draw a circle, and the dimension is going to be, the diameter is 2.48, and once you have that defined, and again we're getting this from the thread information. Now we're doing an external thread, so we're using the minor ID 2.48. Once you have that, then go to your feature, helix, and again change this to height and pitch, and the height is going to be 22, the pitch is going to be 0.5. we are starting it at 90 degrees, and click OK. So let me make sure everything is right, click OK. Good. So now click on your front plane, sketch, number 2, and in here just draw that same thread profile. So draw something like this, draw something like this, and draw a line. So if you hover over this line, you see that center point of it is showing. Draw another line from that center point out, and click this point and click this back line, midpoint constraint, and make that a construction line. And again, this line is 0.1853. Oh, excuse me, 0.1853, and the angle is 29, and you want to now select this bottom point, and you want to pierce that to the helix. So the bottom point, pierce to the helix, and now drag this point and this point until it's coincident with that edge. So that point is coincident with this edge, and your sketch should be fully defined. Again, this bottom point pierce with the helix 29, and this back edge on the same collinear with this edge. So once you have that done, feature, exit your sketch first, and feature, sweep cut. So you have your sketch, profile is your helix, and click OK. And yes, another thing I forgot to mention is if I go back to my cut, for the options, these are the values, so just leave it as follow path, twist, and tangency, start tangency, none, and guide curve, none. So these are all the values. I forgot to mention that in the previous one, and I hope you guys didn't struggle to get through it. So I'm gonna click OK again, and again I'm going to, on the front plane, sketch, and I'm just going to draw a line over here, something from the midpoint of this, and make it a construction line. I'm going to select this face, convert entity, and I'm just going to feature, revolve cut, and click OK. So this part is pretty much done. You can hide your helix now, and I want you to do one more thing. and I'll tell you why we are doing this later on. But click on your reference geometry plane and click on this face, and you want to flip it, and it's going to be 0.5, and click OK. And I'm going to explain to you why we are adding this plane when we start putting the parts together in the assembly. And I'm just going to hide that plane for now, and this part is done, and save it as the support adjusting screw. So it's support adjusting screw, and click OK. Click save, and this part is done, and we are moving on to part 6, which is this adjusting screw guide. And so we click on new. So new, okay, part, okay, and I'm going to change my units. So on this one we are going to sketch it on the right plane. So right plane, sketch. So draw just something like this. And make this a construction line, and this from here to here is going to be 0.625, and this is going to be 2.5. Well, that might mess everything up, but before we add this dimension, let's add this first. So this is 5.5. Just gonna move this over here and move this back a little bit, and this line is going to be 2.5. So we have 5.5, 2.5, and right here from this line to that line is going to be 0.49497. And we have something like this. Close off your sketch, and now feature, revolve, and click OK. So again, click on this face, sketch, number 2, and just draw, this time draw like a center rectangle, like that, and just add a dimension here, 0.8, and add another dimension over here, which is 0.093. So sketch is fully defined. Feature, and move this over here, feature, extrude cut, and it is going to be 0.187, and click OK. And the only thing we need to add now is our chamfer, which is right here, and our chamfer is, actually before we add cut this, roll this back up, and let's add our cosmetic thread over there. So click insert and annotations, cosmetic thread, and it is going to be NC inch machine threads, and the closest one to this is the 511, so we're just going to use that one. 5.8 by 11, we're going to use that, and we're just going to select this edge and make sure it's up to next, and click OK. So we have this and click OK, and now we can just pull this back down, and we have that our threads in there, and now we can just add our chamfer. So I believe it's a chamfer, yes. So chamfer is 0.062, and we want to add it excuse me, we want to add the chamfer to this edge and this edge, and click OK. And this part is done, so save as the adjusting screw guide. Yes, I believe that's what it's called, adjusting screw guide and save. And we are moving on to the next part. We don't have to make this because your professor said this was provided, so we only need to make this part and these two parts over here. So the next one is the pin, so click on new. So click on new part file, okay, and then on the right plane, sketch number 2, and we're just going to draw a midpoint, or we can not even a midpoint, let's just draw a line from this point coming this way and something like that. And now make this a construction line. From here to here is 0.75, and the distance, the length is 5. So we have a fully defined sketch. Close it off and feature revolve 360, okay, and chamfer on this 2 edge, and the chamfer size is 0.062, and okay, and we are done with this part. And save it, save, and it is called the adjusting not handle. And okay, and the next thing we need to draw is just this two. And for the taper pin, I'll show you where I get that information from. So if I just go browse over, just a second, let me pull it up. I download, so this is the adjust the taper pin, and if I can move this to the side, and this is from McMaster-Carr. So your taper pin, this is what a number 8 pin size, and this is what we are going to be using, these dimensions. So just wanted to show you where I got that information from. And we are going to click on new part, okay, on the right plane, sketch, so just draw a line coming down this way and something like that, where we could have used the rectangle too, but it doesn't matter. So make this a construction line, and when you make it, make sure this line is not a there isn't a vertical relation, so this line should be at an angle. Good. So now from this point to this line is 0.492, and from this point to that, your center line is 0.409, and the distance here is 4. And also another thing we need to add is, so let's add like a 3, this is a 3-point arc, so 3-point arc. I click this point, click somewhere over here, and click somewhere over here. All you need to do is make sure the center point and your center line is coincident with each other, and if you add a dimension to this, you should get 0.5. And I'm just going to draw a line to just touching that, and I'm going to trim this part out and make this to a construction line. That is that, and I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. This is a construction line, and draw a line from here to here, and here make the center point coincident with that, and this is 0.5. and I'm going to draw a line up and make it a construction line. Now I'm going to trim this part out. So we have that, and we go to feature, revolve. Yes, it's going to add the close it the sketch for us. I want to revolve it about that plane and click OK. And there you go, we have our pin. And save this as the what is it called, number 8 taper pin. So number 8 taper pin, and save. So the next one we need to draw is and this is the last part of it, is the X jam nut. So part, okay, on the right plane, sketch, normal 2, and I'm just going to use this polygon and draw something like that. This top point and this origin point, make them vertical. From this line to this line, make it 0.938, and add another circle to the center, and this is going to be 0.625, and feature extrude, and we want to extrude it by the mid plane. It is going to be 0.375, and click OK. So now I'll select this top face. Click this drop down and show the sketch for now, and select this top face sketch, number 2, and select this center scribe circle and convert entity. And now I'll hide that sketch and exit out of this sketch. And now on the front plane, on the front plane, sketch, number 2, I'm just going to draw something over here like this, like a triangle that is touching this corner, and this dimension from here to that line is 30, and I'm going to take this point and that circle on the next sketch that I converted, I'm going to pierce them. So we have that, and fully defined, and again feature, sweep cut, my profile and my path. And profile path option is the same, nothing the same in end tangency, and these are the values, no guide curve, and I'm going to select OK. And now I'm just going to mirror this. So mirror about the right plane, the feature I want to mirror is that, and click OK. And this is the nut, everything is done, and we are just going to save, and this is going to be X jam nut, X jam nut, and that is it. So I believe we have all the parts modeled now, so we just gotta put them together in an assembly, and I will be doing that in another tutorial. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.